Thank you, Senator. Senator Fields.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, my good friend and colleague from Weld County, for partnering with me on this bill on behalf of crime victims. What I appreciate most about working with the senator is that he listened to the voices of victims, he respects the voices of the victims, and he understands the important role that victims play in seeking justice. This bill is very important to me and my constituents in Arapahoe County. I was concerned about this at the end of the session. I tried to run a bill to address this matter, but we just ran out of time. The Department of Corrections have been keeping victims in the dark far too long. If you know anything about victims' rights, it says that victims have a right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity. They also have a right to be informed and to participate in every critical judicial proceeding that's taking place as it relates to the person that committed this horrific crime. The Victims' Rights Act has been codified in our statute since 1992, and what the Department of Corrections has done is they have made up their own interpretation of the statute as it relates to victims' rights. So when we had the parents from the Aurora Theater shooting show up and ask, I just want to know after the trial, I want to know where the killer is. I want to know where the rapist is. They were told no. They went to the highest level that you can to seeking information about where is the killer, where is the rapist, and they were told, we cannot give you that information. And the only rationale they were given was because they were considered temporary. They were in this temporary transfer out of the state. And because they were out of the state, it was to be a secret. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Those victims have a right to know. And when they testified in committee, they said the reason they wanted to know because it gives them a peace of mind. We heard a letter from Jessica Ridgway. She was raped and kidnapped and murdered. And the only thing she wants is to know where the offender is. And they told her, no, we can't share this information. But yet, that killer's parents gets to know where that offender is, but not the loved one. I think it's wrong for the Department of Corrections to have concealed and to keep this information secret from the folks who have been harmed by crime. This is outrageous, and what Senate Bill 14 will do will make it sure that another victim, when they request where their perpetrator, an offender is, they have a responsibility. It's already on the website. They are entitled to know where the offender, the killer, the rapist is. So this whole idea about this temporary status, we can't tell you. Most people in corrections are in a temporary status. If that was the case, no one would be able to know where their offenders are. So it's just outrageous. And it just doesn't make sense that we would do this. So in the end, it's like, who am I protecting? And who am I fighting for? So today, this bill is about fighting for Jessica Ridgway. This bill is about protecting and fighting for Tom Sullivan and his son, Alex, who was killed in the Aurora Theater shooting. Who am I protecting and who am I fighting for? I'm fighting for the A.J. Boykin, I think it is his last name, and his mother, Teresa Hoover, testified in committee. I'm fighting and protecting her rights to be able to find out where the killer is. That's all they want to know, is where they have been relocated. Now, what happened in this case, in the Aurora Theater shooting, we know where he is, because as soon as he was relocated or transferred out of state, the feds, he's in a federal prison, they announced it. And he's in Pennsylvania. So if the federal government can announce it, why can't the state of Colorado give a peace of mind to the victims to let them know where their killer is? This is the right thing to do, and I urge an aye vote on Senate Bill 14.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Crowder.